I'm Indigo, and welcome back to another installment of Tomes of Indigo. Today I will be talking about a quick read that has to do with planning my wedding. Yes, I am engaged to David. It happened fairly recently, and I wanted to start getting inspired. I find that the temptation to be selfish and make it all about me as a bride is everywhere, and that's just not something I'm interested in. I found this book to be unique in that regard, so here is my honest review, and as an extra precaution, I am not sponsored. The book is called A Christ-Centered Wedding, Rejoicing in the Gospel on Your Big Day, written by Catherine Strode Parks and Linda Strode, a daughter and mother respectively. I try not to be the type of reader that judges a book by its cover or title, but I do have to admit I found this title very interesting. Having Christ as the focal point of the wedding ceremony or reception is a rather uncommon gesture. I like uncommon, and it was only 256 pages, so I knew it would be a quick read for me. This book follows the flow of events from first getting engaged all the way to the reception after the ceremony. Catherine, who writes the majority of the book, gives examples of what other couples chose to do for each specific event in order to glorify God in the most obvious way possible. She recounts her own wedding and how she wished she would have made it less about herself and more about Christ, and that she wrote this book to guide women away from making the same mistakes she did. At the end of the book, Linda briefly speaks from her heart to other mothers of brides and grooms about connecting with future in-laws and letting the couple plan their wedding the way they want, rather than what you as a mother would think is best. Overall, I thought this was a refreshing take on marriage, the wedding, and the gospel that they represent. The author continually brings the reader back to the core of why we get married and who we get married for. I was a bit annoyed at the to-do list at the end of each chapter though, because the tasks were typically about praying for specific things. Maybe it's a good reminder, but I've been covering this time in prayer since David got down on his knee. Of course I'm going to pray for what God desires out of my wedding, but I wanted more inspiration to gain some insight. I did, however, like how the author covered everything, and I mean everything, even the details that we must consider in order to have the gospel saturate our big day. One other thing I assumed about this book that was proved true was that it was targeted at moms and brides. It disappoints me that there isn't something like this for grooms, because even though they don't necessarily have to partake in much of the planning if they don't want to, they still also have a job to help facilitate glorifying God in the process of it all. Other than that, this book was pretty great. I will definitely be referencing it in the months ahead and hopefully finding my own way to make the gospel the center of our wedding and marriage. I would recommend this book to someone who is a firm believer in Christ and deeply desires that he be glorified in every aspect of her life. I would also recommend this to wedding planners and parents of an engaged couple to gain some perspective on the vision of a true Christian wedding. And that's about it for this video. Please hit like and subscribe for more content, and leave comments about books you want me to review or how you felt about this one I just reviewed. Thank you so very much for watching.